Welcome to the first episode of Empowered, where I sit down with inspirational women to discuss their lives. Today, I have Maya Koda, my closest friend and confidant. She's not only a devoted mother, but also a successful career woman thriving in a male-dominated industry. She is a true source of inspiration.
My name is Maya, I'm 46 years old, dia punya anak satu, umur 14 tahun, laki-laki. I like cooking, bikin lagu, I like music, I like playing the piano. That's it.
When I first saw her, saya ngapain ya ibu-ibu dari Indonesia tinggal di Arnhem? Like, why would you live in Arnhem?
Yeah.
But she moved from Jakarta ke Belanda. How was that for you?
Well, actually, I never thought about this in my life that aku bakal tinggal dan pindah ke Belanda because my life in Indonesia baik-baik aja saat itu. But I was a single mom, and I met someone, and he's Dutch, so I have to move because I want to build my own family again from zero, with my son. Jadi saya pindah deh ke Belanda gitu ceritanya awalnya.
Okay.
Nah, itu memang harus ada yang dikorbanin sih. I have to sacrifice gitu untuk sesuatu yang mau aku bina dari nol lagi gitu. Which is family is the most important for me. You know. I think for everyone that's a happiness. Untuk orang hidup itu family is the important things gitu. Jadi harus ada yang dikorbankan. Cuma pasti in the beginning of course ada shock culture ya. Jadi different banget kan di Indonesia di sini udaranya. Gitu kita biasa di Indonesia kerja, kita biasa bisa cari duit sendiri, tapi di sini cuma bisa jadi ibu rumah tangga. Itu sesuatu yang sangat mengagetkan sih gitu. My husband was employee in a French company yang bergerak di bidang pertahanan, barang menjual alat-alat pertahanan untuk negara gitu. And ketika itu kebetulan the company challenge him to sell the product to Indonesia gitu. And as an Indonesian woman adalah gitu hati untuk gue bisa bantu nih, gue bisa bantu apa nih gitu. And then singkat cerita kita dapat project dan kita punya ide untuk bangun sebuah perusahaan yang menjadi technical support untuk principal company itu, untuk project itu as a technical support. Awalnya begitu. Saya mungkin lebih mengenal karakter orang Indonesia, jadi saya bisa share ke suami gimana karakter orang Indonesia, gimana karakter pejabat-pejabat di Indonesia. Start from there. Just be myself, but I'm sedikit tomboy ya, nggak yang cewek-cewek gimana gitu.
Can you imagine, she's all madam and all dressed up, but deep inside she's like one of the guys, one of the men.
Sometimes as a woman in this business, I have to be a little bit, sometimes a little bit tough. Like, I'm a strong woman, gue nggak kemenye gitu.
Apa itu kemenye?
Kayak kemenye, nggak yang genit-genit lah gitu.
Genit.
I think man knows gitu, laki-laki tuh selalu tahu mana perempuan yang bisa digodain, mana perempuan yang nggak bisa digodain gitu. So I just be nice always, friendly, tapi aku juga punya batas. Gitu sih.
Do you know that Holland is a very straightforward country? Did that influence you when doing business with Indonesian men?
Iya juga.
How is that? In what way?
Tapi kita nggak bisa pergunakan karakter yang straightforward di Belanda ini. Semua karakter itu kita bawa di Indonesia nggak bisa.
How do you mix it?
Being flexible. bisa harus fleksibel aja gitu. Tapi tetap harus ya, Indonesia senang ada connecting, harus connect gitu. Ya harus pakai perasaan lah gitu. Ya.
You're a mother of a beautiful young man now. Marflo is 14 years old.
Yes.
And especially now in in his age right now, he needs a mother the most.
Ya, jadi sebagai seorang wanita Jawa, saya tuh dididik untuk tetap melayani keluarga, melayani anak gitu. Walaupun kamu sesukses apapun kamu, sibuk apapun kamu, tetap harus punya jiwa melayani gitu. Jadi mungkin karena mindset saya udah kayak gitu. Jadi for me it's not a big problem gitu, because I like it when aku juga berarti buat keluarga gitu. Buat anak apalagi. Harus dipaksa sih sebenarnya. Jadi harus punya keinginan untuk memaksa diri sendiri untuk melakukan kedua-duanya. Gitu.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's very important. And what you said, harus maksa diri. Because I can imagine that it was not always easy for you. Dan pasti proses itu banyak banget.
Yes.
To juggle between being a mother, being a family, a woman, and then also being a professional career woman, and then to juggle from this position to other position. It must be very challenging sometimes.
Yeah.
Was there a moment in your life, in your career, that you were juggling the most? Like, berat banget. Pernah nggak punya proses kayak gitu? And what did you do to get out of it? Or build yourself up again?
Kalau mau ngomong nggak punya, bohong juga ya. Tapi kayaknya I make it easy aja, nggak yang terlalu dibawa susah gitu. Enjoy aja. Harus maksain diri untuk to enjoy. Ya, gitu. Just moving. Terus kan karena experience, we had a bad experience, Kita kan belajar dari pengalaman itu. Jadi nggak mau kembali ke kesalahan yang sebelumnya. Gitu.
What kesalahan?
Ya, kesalahan dalam hidup, kesalahan orang sama kita.
She's not spilling some tea. I'm trying.
It's not only about kesalahan kita, tapi kesalahan orang juga. Kita belajar dari experience itu gitu. Jadi yang nggak mau terpuruk. Nggak mau terpuruk. Just do what you like. Gapai kebahagiaan sih, itu yang pasti. Gitu. Kadang-kadang kan wanita, mereka nggak mikirin kebahagiaannya sendiri ketika mereka berada di posisi yang struggle gitu kan. Ya harus selalu punya ide gitu, harus selalu produktif gitu.
But being productive is not easy. How did you do it? Like, I've talked with many women and they find it so hard.
Ya, just do it. Just ketika tiba-tiba kamu punya ide, action.
Speak louder than words.
Action, coba aja dulu. Jangan
kalau orangnya like, oh, I wanna do action, tapi kok nggak bisa maju-maju. Karena kenapa ya?
Malas kali ya.
I'm gonna have a drink. So, jangan malas. Paksa diri. If you really have something in your heart, just do it. Untuk cari, do it. Iya kan?
Iya. Sih intinya nggak boleh males.
Ya,
aku kadang-kadang juga males lah, ada malesnya gitu. Tapi kan kita harus punya pikiran, wah, gue nggak boleh gini nih. Gue harus maksa diri gue untuk melakukan sesuatu gitu. Being productive gitu. Punya ide apa, action, just do it, coba Coba dulu, jangan cuma di otak, cuma jadi ide belaka aja, tapi dicoba, lakukan.
A lot of women would be saying, okay, what if I fail?
What if I fail?
Kayak mau coba
Everybody
tapi
can
what
fail.
if I fail?
Ya, nggak apa-apa. Setiap orang pasti pernah gagal. Di dalam bisnis gagal tuh biasa.
Yeah,
Tapi kan keep try.
keep trying.
Iya, keep trying.
Yeah, I think that I find it very remarkable that if women or people come to me with an idea and they would think, okay, tapi I want to do this, but what if entar kayak gini? What if entar gagal?
Ya.
But then I always think, but what if it's gonna be success? What if you can inspire a lot of people? Why thinking of the negative outcome duluan and not always thinking of the positive outcome? Of course, we have to analyze it first.
Yeah.
Tapi yang penting semangat and be positive and paksa diri untuk positif.
Betul. Tapi tips ya untuk wanita yang mau melakukan bisnis, menurut aku nggak usah pikir jauh, nggak usah pikir yang ribet-ribet. Untuk memulai bisnis itu pilih aja bisnis yang paling penting pertama adalah yang kalian sukai. Itu harus yang kita sukai, bisnis yang kita sukai, kita melakukan itu kita suka gitu. But jangan pikir huge bisnis dulu gitu. Start from small. Karena itu semua harus kita kerjain dulu. Kita nggak bisa berbisnis itu pikirannya udah jadi bos aja gitu. Bisnis itu kan kerja sendiri ya.
Yeah. And tadi kamu mention kalau bikin usaha jangan pikir mau jadi bos dulu.
Yeah.
That is such a strong statement. Why? Because kalau kalian mau jadi pengusaha, you have to be a servant first.
Yeah, true.
You cannot be a boss. You have to be a servant.
Ya jadi pelayan.
Jadi pelayan.
Jadi pelayan. Bisnis juga semuanya kamu kerjain dulu sendiri gitu. Jangan kamu mau bisnis nih tapi nggak punya modal gede. Gitu. Ya jangan gitu. Start from small. Dengan modal kecil. Gitu. Tapi kamu lakuin dulu. Gitu. Kamu coba dulu.
What you're doing right now, back to defense, right? Because you're always melayani people. If it's not in your house, if it's not cooking for other people, if it's not helping other people in Indonesia, orang-orang yang that are less fortunate than us, you're always helping. Itu jiwa melayani. Do you also put that character in your career?
Yeah, of course. Harus melayani customer dengan baik. Tadi Ai bilang yang melayani, biasa melayani di sini di rumah gini-gini. Bakat ART kayaknya ya. Asisten rumah tangga.
But everything start from home. If you're good at melayani at home, your husband, your children, your family, keluarnya juga, you'll be, melayani orang lain, which is your gift actually for the world.
Maybe it's a gift, yeah.
I think I know for sure.
Udah ada itu in my blood.
It's in your blood. It's in your Javanese godly woman blood, Indonesian blood. We love to serve, ya kan?
Dari pengalaman di project yang ada di Indonesia itu membuat saya gemes sih, bahwa yang sebenarnya saya tuh kepengen banget Indonesia bisa punya, bukan cuma bisa beli barang, tetapi juga bisa mempergunakan dengan baik gitu. Jadi human resource-nya gitu. Kita training mereka dengan benar supaya mereka bisa jadi ahli dengan alat itu, sehingga alat itu nggak cuma-cuma dibeli. Jadi negara yang besar dan lebih maju dari sekarang yang nggak ada korupsi. Aduh, ini banget sih. Simple banget ya, emang itu.
But I think that's the most many Indonesian mau dari petinggi or living in the kampung, they all want that. Somehow. Keinginan orang Indonesia kurangin the corruption.
Which it's difficult, it's not easy.
It is. But let's not talk about that. It just makes me really sad.
And it's also a sensitive.
Okay. No, that's not. But Anyways,
every woman can be a housewife. Itu baik dan mulia sekali. Tapi jangan pernah berpikir kalau jadi ibu rumah tangga itu nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain. You have to be ibu rumah tangga yang juga independent. That's important. Being independent itu bisa bikin nggak ada yang tahu apa nanti di depan gitu, nggak ada yang mau juga kegagalan-kegagalan terjadi dalam rumah tangganya. Tapi apapun itu, kalau kita independen, ya kita bisa survive.
yeah, I think that's very important.
Ya,
Karena walaupun suami, we have family, we have a husband, walaupun your husband is the provider of the family, but your husband is also human.
Yeah.
There are times that when he, hopefully not yet, but is falling, is when we can provide. Because I feel like when you're in partnership with someone, we have to walk together. So sometimes husband is in front, sometimes woman in front, to lead a little bit. But if the husband is like this the whole time and the woman like this, and tiba-tiba the husband cannot anymore,
yeah, true.
then
Yeah, for example,
we can fall as a family.
yeah, true. For example ya, buat aku hal kayak contoh ya,
Yeah.
hal yang bukan menjadi suatu kebanggaan gitu buat aku ketika aku as a housewife itu cuma bisa dapat duit dari suami, dan tapi aku juga bergaul, aku nongkrong di kafe ini kafe itu, aku ngopi di sana ngopi di sini, aku ikut arisan, tapi aku mempergunakan uang yang dari suami aku, which is uang rumah tangga, untuk melakukan kegiatan-kegiatan, dan aku aku produktif untuk suatu hal yang cuma nongkrong aja tapi dari duit suami. Itu buat aku nggak membanggakan. Atau aku bisa punya barang branded, atau aku bisa pergi ke luar negeri jalan-jalan dengan teman-teman, healing lah apa, tapi bukan dari uang sendiri. Menurut aku itu bukan suatu kebanggaan.
Yeah. So that makes you as an individual very happy that you can be at service for someone else, for your family, in this case for your husband and for your child, but you should also be at service for yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Ya kan? Itu penting banget. And to close all of this, to balance being an entrepreneur, being a mother, jangan pernah lupa that you're also you. I would always tell my children, okay, I'm a mom now, but I need Irma time. Leave mama alone for 15 minutes upstairs. I want to read a book. I just want to be Irma for 15 minutes. And it doesn't have to be long.
No.
But just having that moment for yourself,
that's
itu
important
penting banget.
sometimes, yeah.
To balance it all.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for this
My
sharing.
pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and I hope kalian bisa belajar sesuatu or getting inspired by Maya Koda. You can follow her on Instagram, although I'm not sure she's gonna accept any friend request. But this will not be the last time you'll be hearing from her.
Really?
Of course.
Oh my. Well, let's see.
Who knows what the future brings? Maybe she's gonna teach and doing more great things. And this is just the beginning of Maya Koda, and I know for sure that you will be hearing so much about her. And if not, try to follow her, and maybe if you're nice, she'll accept your friend request. Okay, thank you so much,
Sukses buat semuanya.
everyone. Bye.